Alright lads, so let's talk about Senkaimon Quest. It's now officially been 1 month since the mode has been renewed, and for some reason, for those that missed all that, what's changed is that no longer do you have to go through 75 individual stages every single month just to get the main rewards that you wanted, the 480 Spirit Orbs. Instead of doing towers, we now have individual Senkaimon quests that each have 3 stages, and within these stages, they all have 3 different missions. So in a way, it's 9 quests per Senkaimon affiliation, because these stages are now split up by affiliation. Last month and this month, we have currently the Soripon, we have Captain Squad 0, and we also have the Quincy Stelmator. And in the future, more on that later, when we get access to the Affiliation 2 tab, that will let us do the Hollow Senkaimon quest, the No Affiliation Senkaimon quest, Human Senkaimon quest, and also the Aranka/Espada Senkaimon quest. And when it came to this new update that we did get last month, most people saw it as a positive. The quests themselves were more challenging and fun. It wasn't a mindless grind of just doing 75 super easy stages. And in a way, the orb count did get better, albeit by only 15 Spirit Orbs. Because last month, if you were able to beat all of the Soripa, Captain, and Quincy Senkaimon stages, you got 495 Spirit Orbs. And the drama that we're going to talk about today is something that I think the community is kind of jumping the gun, and we honestly have to wait and see. And keep in mind, this is not me being a quote-unquote K-Lab shill. It's just one of those situations that we have to wait and see how it's going to play out. Because what we did find out today with the missions being reset, and for those that don't know, the countdowns here, when they reach 0 and reset, it comes back and the missions get renewed where you can get the rewards again. And that's where the problem can kind of be seen, because if we have a look at here, right, the rewards for clearing the missions, the Senkaimon medals, and also the orbs if you beat all 3, are now obtainable again. However, the big chunk of orbs, the 25 for clearing each individual stage, it turns out that that is a one-time rewards. So currently, as me recording this video, if you were to beat all 3 stages, instead of getting 495 orbs this month, you're only getting 270 orbs this month. And when people saw that, they instantly jumped the gun and assumed that K-Lab are nerfing our orb income. But one thing that I feel like people are just kind of ignoring is that these Senkaimon quests don't reset in 29 days like it did last time. It's now resetting in 6, 13, and 20 days. So to answer that question, at least as of right now, no, our orb income has not been nerfed. At least when all 3 of these reset in 6, 13, and 20 days, we're going to go back up to potentially 540 Spirit Orbs if you can beat them all again. Because this Sorpa Senkaimon stage is resetting in 7 days. So when that resets, we'll be able to get the 90 Spirit Orbs once more, this time next week. When this resets in 14 days, we'll get another 90 Spirit Orbs. And then when this resets in 20 days, we'll get another 90 Spirit Orbs. And while we're at it, we also have no idea, which is why we have to wait and see, right? From my point of view, it isn't going to be an orb decrease, but instead an orb increase with the potential rate on how often these quests are going to reset. Because yes, this is going to reset in 6 days, but after that, what's the reset date going to be once more? If it's another 6 days, well, that means in 2 weeks' time, we're getting 180 Spirit Orbs, as we'll be able to do the Sorpa quest again, once more, and also the Captain quest. They also could potentially flip it, where they'll have the Sorpa quest reset in 7 days, but then after that, it'll reset in 20 days. Maybe the Captain Squad 0 quest will remain on 13 days, and then maybe the Quincy Stelmator quest, after 20 days, it will reset back to 7 days. That's a lot of assuming on my part, if that kind of makes sense. But the main thing I just want to talk about is that it's way too early to say the orbs are being nerfed. And had these all been on a 30-day timer, I would have made a video spreading awareness, leading the charts against K-Lab in regards to an orb nerf. But as of right now, with the fact that these reset in 6, 13, and 20 days, it's way too early to say it's going to be an orb nerf. In my opinion, it's going to be an orb buff. Because remember, right, one thing that we also have to wait and see, a lot of this, albeit, is at the fault of K-Lab, because they haven't fully explained what's going on with Affiliation 2 and how often these are going to reset. Because obviously going into today's update, people thought it would reset monthly. But again, this one's resetting in 7 days. We didn't know until today that the 25 Spirit Orbs for the clearance rewards was only a one-time thing. So a lot of this honestly could have been solved had K-Lab explained it last month. So I don't blame anyone for already getting angry at K-Lab for potentially nerfing our orbs, but I still think it's way too early to have that anger towards K-Lab. Because like I said, we already have confirmation in-game that they will be adding more stages in the future. So right now, with the fact that these 25 orbs per stage don't reset, at least when the timer goes down to 0, every time it comes back, it offers 90 Spirit Orbs. Well, when we get access to stage 4, it'll be 120 Spirit Orbs. Because these quests are kind of future-proofing themselves to always offer more stages in the future. And again, that's not my words. Caleb already announced that they will be adding more stages in the future. Alongside that too, Again, Affiliation 2 covers 4 different quests: Hollows, Aranka/Espada, Human, and also no affiliation. And for all we know, maybe in the future, all 7 affiliation quests will be active, and maybe at that point they'll reset monthly on a 30-day countdown, all individually offering 90 spirit orbs. And if that was the case, that would be 630 orbs a month, if they were to do that. But right now I'm just assuming. And while on that topic, it was announced this morning regarding Affiliation 2 that they do plan to renew the missions regularly, which is what we are seeing right now. Remember, the Swiper quest is going to reset in 7 days' time, so make sure you go ahead and do that, by the way. And they do stay here that the Affiliation 2 category will be added at a later date, and they will announce it in advance. But we don't know how long it's going to take for that to come out. And you know, the assumption beforehand was that maybe every month it would switch between Affiliation 1 and Affiliation 2. But at least if we go by this image, which very well could be what we are going to see in the future, is that each individual Senkaimon quest will have a different countdown timer. Right now, just using this example, which might not even mean anything, but just let's say it does. The top one, Soropa, has 15 days remaining. Captain and Quincy's have 21 days remaining, but they do have access to Affiliation 2, where I'm assuming they'll be able to get more orbs from there. So there might be a potential future where all 7 Senkaimon quests are available at any given point. So with that in mind, I just wanted to make a quick update regarding these Senkaimon quests. Main takeaway is that just wait and see how this month is going to play out before we start raising our pitchforks for what might not even be an orb nerf. Right now, it doesn't seem to be the case. And like I already stated in the video, they are setting up for more orbs in the future. Because remember, the old Senkaimon stages are also supposed to return at certain occasions. So I don't think Caleb are going to go out their way to nerf orbs. Because like I said multiple times in the past, since the whole orb situation regarding Senkaimon Quest has been a big topic point since they announced Senkaimon Quest being changed a few months back. Over the last couple or so years, Caleb have done pretty well when it comes to increasing the amount of orbs that we do get monthly. It's only been getting higher. You know, the most recent Guild Quest update gave us more orbs. Chronicle Quest was removed last month, and they made sure to quickly give those 50 monthly spirit orbs into the daily login bonus. So if Caleb was super quick and weren't stingy enough to remove 50 orbs from Chronicle Quest, I highly doubt they're going to go out their way to nerf our monthly 490 orbs from Senkaimon Quest. It just seems like right now, we're just in a different phase right now, a different situation, and then when we get those orbs, it's going to be a bit different. Instead of getting all 490 orbs in one day, it might be spread throughout the entire month. Which is, honestly, I would understand the criticism towards that. You know, the last like 7 or so years, the way Senkaimon has always worked is that you get all the orbs in one day. Having those orbs spread out for the entire month might be a bit weird and off-putting. But if it does total in the same, if not more orbs, 480 plus a month, I'm not going to complain about it all too much. And I feel like as a community, we just need to wait and see how this update does play out. Let's not jump to conclusions, assuming the worst. And at the same time, in my case, maybe we shouldn't jump to conclusions assuming the best. If anything though, ignoring the orb income, with the fact that these are resetting more often, it means we're actually getting significantly more medals in a month, since the medals that we do obtain all come from the missions. And in all honesty, one of the biggest criticisms that I had towards the Senkaimon update was the actual shop itself. Maybe that gives us more reason to have a better item in this shop, because sooner or later, very quickly, everyone will be able to max out all Senkaimon characters, and then pretty much have nothing to spend them on besides maybe secret links or potions. But for one secret links or potion for 200 medals, doesn't seem worth it. But unfortunately, at a certain point, unless they add new items, that's going to be the only thing you can buy, even if it's not really worth it. And it's probably also worth mentioning too, they also did change the way these quests work. The stages are the exact same, but keep in mind the missions this time around are a tad bit different. Previously, stage 3, mission 3 for the Soripers, wanted you to use 0 accessories, making it quite difficult if you didn't own... there was quite a few characters, to be fair, that could beat it, but if you didn't have them and you hadn't worked on your links, it made it more difficult than it potentially should have been. But it seems like whenever these quests do reset, every 6, 13, 20 days, for example, the missions also change between either limiting the amount of links you need or limiting the amount of accessories that you need. Because this time around, it's now only asking for 1 character link, instead of asking for 0 accessories. So if you are in a situation where you can't beat a certain quest this time around, maybe next time it comes back, you can beat it when the missions do change. So hopefully this video was able to help, you know, just explain what's going on right now in the community. Let's not jump to conclusions. Let's wait and see how this does play out throughout the month before we say for certain whether it's an orb nerf or an orb buff. Hope you liked the video. See you guys next time. Take care and peace.